in now. Okay, welcome to Chapter 6 of Deprogramming the Programming. It's a series of presentations I've been doing, and it continues to grow. And obviously this is Chapter 6, Art Will Save the World. Before anybody sort of really gets into this as well, I use this saying a lot, and what I want to do is show you my understanding of what this term actually means for you. And about 4 or 5 days ago, I was showing something that took this actually to an extra level for me that, man, I'm still processing what I was shown. So I'm going to attempt to show you the next level down underneath this saying as well. So without further ado, let me just crack in here, right? Art will save the world. Sounds quite bizarre, right? How the heck can a painting on a wall or a bit of music or something actually literally save the world? And that's the intent of this presentation, is to take you on that journey and show you exactly how art can save the world. When we think of art, surprise, we go to paintings, we go to, flower presentations, we go to music, we go to all of these things, excuse me, that were given to us as being our definition of the word art, right? But if we go to the heading that says Deprogramming the Programming, it's certainly my conjecture and my suggestion to all of us that the definition of the word art needs to be expanded greatly. And the reason this particular slide sort of pauses here is because art is music as well. Art is the creation that we hold on high sometimes, because we see Rembrandt and all those other guys, right? But art itself is a big word, and it can mean many, many different things, including music. So we've got a group here in Telegram that we goof around with music, and we make art together using sound. So the definition of the word art that was given to us was that stuff, but it was quite limited. Certainly very specific in the mainstream to being, Rembrandt, Van Gogh, all these guys, right? But I would certainly be of the conjecture and certainly suggest to you that the word art has been, the power that's in it has been taken away, and part of this presentation is to restore that back to you, the listener. Let's crack on. So we're going to be looking at what art is, right? What is required to paint, because this is where the reflection starts for you guys. Firstly, the artist has to have an imagination. You have to see something that they want to paint, and maybe they have to explore it in their mind a bit, right? So the first part is the creation phase. The second part is, obviously, we need to apply this somehow. So we've got tools and learning, and we've got to learn how to do this, right? Your first painting probably was never a Rembrandt. In fact, the first 100 probably never were. So, we need tools and we need learning. And critically, in this particular line, the word focus. The artist cannot paint unless they are focused on what it is they're painting. They have to understand the layers that they want to convey in their artwork. Which colours blend with what? Well, you've got to be extremely focused to learn the craft of how to be an artist, right? And lastly, well, not lastly, but they also need something to paint on, right? A canvas, some sort of material onto which they can record the art. So how does this reflect back to us, right? Maybe if we look at art in a different way. What happens if I make the suggestion to you that your life could be considered to be a canvas upon which you are painting your life? What happens if we bring the application of the word art into how it is that I live my life? And what happens when it consciously comes into our mind that we are indeed the painters of our own life? And it is, I suppose we're offered different canvases all the time, right? Things happen from outside our control. But how do we respond to those outside influences? And this is the part of Art Will Save the World that I'm suggesting to you, is that you could consider your life to indeed be a canvas upon which you paint. So this is the canvas of your life. I'm certainly making that suggestion to you. But there's actually two canvases in play at one time in your life. If we're looking for your art to save the world, you get offered a new canvas every day, right? You wake up and you come into each day, and each day plays out to you in a new way. So today, certainly my suggestion, today is a canvas upon which you paint. Wherever you are and whatever time frame you're in, you are in control of today's reaction to your life with you in it. The other one might be considerable, or worthwhile to consider, about the painting that you'll leave behind, the whole of your life journey and what you accomplished, what you went after, and what you indeed, as the painter did, stayed focused to achieve for yourself. So not only would I say that we've got a canvas, which is the whole of our lives, we've actually got two, and they both kind of go together. There's a new one every day. Am I going to get angry today? Am I going to seek out joy today? Am I going to laugh, cry? Am I going to reach out to a friend, right? These are daily activities on that level of canvas, and clearly I'm suggesting that there is another one, which is your whole life. And if you go back to the reason I'm doing these presentations and why I entitled them what I did, which was Deprogramming the Programming, I kind of guarantee that no one's ever talked about your life being the art that you paint, both at lifetime, for the whole of your life, and on a daily basis. Nobody teaches this stuff, right? So let me try to push the boundaries of the definition you might be carrying about art, and just sort of apply it back onto your own life. The brushes are your actions, right? You might not consciously know that you've got to be conscious in your own life and take responsibility. There are a lot of examples of people on this planet right now that are walking around and they haven't got a clue that they can apply themselves into their own life at this level. Indeed, that case is everywhere, which a lot of time on Telegram spent talking about that, right? But if you're going to actually start to take this on board, you need to be just like the artists. You have to first acknowledge that you've got to practice, you've got to have the tools, and you've got to accept that you can actually step forward in your own life to indeed paint at a daily level and paint at a long-term level, or create might be a better word to use instead of painting. But it's serious stuff, right? It's serious stuff. What are we going to paint with this canvas of today? Is it going to be trust, compassion, love, joy? Is it going to be hate, isolation, selfishness, and greed? What it takes to apply yourself this way is the conscious acknowledgement that it's your choice in your day of how you're going to react, and indeed what you're going to create and or destroy in your day. That's pretty sobering stuff, because now you start to hold yourself accountable to acting better and behaving in a more open way with everyone around you, or not, but at least you can become consciously aware of it. The second part of it is, are you going to be happy with what you're painting or creating with the art that is your life? Have you ever stepped back for the last 10 years and gone, well, they went past pretty fast, what did I achieve, and am I happy with that? Or are there things to be improved? Because it's only you that can take this responsibility to become the artist of your life. Nobody else can do this chunk for you. We can look for answers outside of ourselves, we can blame everyone else around us, or we can take some responsibility and go, I'm going to try and do better. Because you can't, I don't believe you can live life and stay numb, like sit on the fence. You're either going to do things that help other people, including yourself, perhaps even first. You to help yourself and then others around you. Or you've got another choice to make. You're going to respond through anger, greed, lust, deceit, whatever. But being consciously aware of what you're doing moment by moment during the day to start to hold yourselves accountable to better outcomes. Welcome to the world of becoming an artist. Hard work, much fun, much joy, never live another life would I, but it does mean you've got to stay focused upon what you're looking to create. And the outside world is attractive, it's elusive, it's seductive, it's dripping with intrigue, and it's very easy to get wrapped up and distracted by what's going on the outside world, which takes away from your own focus of being able to create. And it means that you've got to have responsibility and learn how to forgive yourself and get up the new day or the next half an hour and try again to do something that just failed. But it's a sober thing to come through the day and go, I am going to help create a new me today, and I'm going to pay attention to myself and the way I'm reacting to the world and try and make that a better outcome tomorrow. The answers you have to become the artist of your life, the creator of your life, are with you. You've just got to be focused enough and you'll see them. And as you commit to a journey, or as you're traveling on this journey, the thing I've really learned to do is to be gentle on myself and learn how to forgive yourself when you see yourself falling into the same old traps and the parts that you didn't want to have to repeat that you can now see that you are. But it's only being sober in your life to become the artist of your life that these things start to appear for you. I'm almost done with my presentation, guys, so just bear with me here for a little bit. I make memes under the heading of Pathways to Resonance, and this is one that I thought was particularly pertinent to this presentation. It's not what the circle of life that I presented in here says. It's that, have you ever looked at your own life with some headings like this in these segments and worked out what percentages of your own life you are creating or what you're allowing to come at you? Because other words could go on these segments too. Fear, doubt, uncertainty, right? This is for you to create your circle of your life and for you to start manipulating the percentages of how much of this pie gets consumed by what headings for you. And this is what I'm talking about in taking responsibility for yourself, to actually acknowledge that you are the creator of your own life. And have you ever thought about what's important to you and the communities around you that you might want to reach out to and help? Almost completed. So am I suggesting that you, the listener, are as important as those that we would hold up around us today? And there I'm talking about the artists, those famous names that get dangled in front of us as we're young kids and as we grow up. So am I daring to suggest that you guys, the listeners, are more important than them? And I'm actually saying, no, they aren't as important as you are. They aren't as important as the artist and the creator you can become. And why? Because you're in your life and you're alive to live it right now and you're in your community. So if you start living a better life where you stand right now and taking conscious control of yourself, the impacts and the ripples that will cause will actually be more important than some of the most famous artists and sculptors around, because you'll be changing the world where you stand and you'll be interested in making yourself become a better person as a result. So, last slide, folks. Do we acknowledge that we're on, second to last slide. Do we acknowledge that we're on a journey and we can be the masters of our own destiny within reason? Or do we just roll on sort of blind and a bit numb and not really acknowledging, blaming everything else outside of ourselves for the life that I'm in and what it looks like? Who are you in your life? Are you being responsible for yourself? Are you making better conscious decisions? Are you not buying single-use anything? Are you responding poorly to people who are triggering you to light up in anger or getting annoyed? It's a sober thing to start looking at yourself. Start becoming the observer in your own life and seeing whether you like the percentages of what you want to create. And do we have an idea of where we're going to? Or are we just responding day by day, week by week to news headlines and other things that drift in and impact us? here's the one thing that I'd shared. So this is the second to last slide, this one. This was revealed to me a little while, well, 3 or 4 days ago, and I'd sort of throw it in here and try and give it a go to explain what I meant by this. If indeed our life is a gift to us, and we are the artists, those that get to use free will and freedom of choice to express ourselves in it. When this was revealed to me very recently, I turned and looked at nature, and I saw the planet as a gift that was given to all of us to actually play out the artistry of our own life. So not only can I see the art in everyone's life, have you ever stopped to think about the art that was needed to make this place that we stand on and live in, this place we call home today? Have we ever considered the artistry that it took to make this place possible? Because when I started looking at it from this level here, it forced me to become even more accountable, right? Because here's this wonderful canvas called planet Earth that we get to play on, given to us as a gift for us to become the best artists of our own life that we can possibly become. It really stopped me in my tracks when that came to me a few days ago. How much of a gift and how much artistry was required just to make this place what it is today for us to all play out our lives. Hopefully sort of trying to connect you a little deeper to the artistry that's around us all. So, end of presentation, right? Art will save the world, he bravely started this dialogue with. I'd actually say it's the art of how you live your life is the art actually that will save the world. Thank you for your time.